thank you so much for accepting the interview request. We are always very excited to talk to our students about their projects, and I'm sure that a lot of the students will also, who have taken the course and also want to take the course, will also love hearing about your work. So to just start us off, so my name is Katie and I run the podcast. And so I just wanted to talk to you a bit about your project today, your experience, and any type of sort of suggestions or advice you have for students who maybe want to take this course. So to start things off, do you want to just tell me a bit about yourself, and then also about what your project was and which professor you studied with?
All right, so just to introduce a little bit about myself, my name is Aarush. Hi, I'm a student in German Swiss International School in Hong Kong, and I'm 16 years of age. So the thing which incited me to take upon this course in the first place was my interest in mathematics and my interest in applications of mathematics to real life problems, especially in the field of optimization. And essentially, this is why I took upon this course over summer. The name of the course was Mathematical Optimization and the Use of Mixed Integer Linear Programming in Advances in Mathematical Optimization. So I worked under the guidance of Dr. Benoit Legat, who was my guide on this project, and Dr. Jean Bochat, who is also my teacher assistant on this project. And under their guidance, I was able to create a project in the field of sustainability in optimizing the oil transfer from one nation to another over multiple United Nations countries to reduce inefficiencies of transfer between two or more nations. So essentially, I wanted to reduce the cost and carbon emissions as well as pollution in between the transfer of oil between two or more nations. And this was truly a wonderful course, and I truly enjoyed the experience and time I had with the professors, and as they had given me wonderful advice and had helped me thoroughly through this project through their guidance on different techniques to be used, and their continuous support despite some difficulties faced. So my advice to future aspirants for CCIR would be to continue, and this is a wonderful course, and I believe that if you have a true interest in mathematics and applications to real life, this course and this under the guidance of Dr. Benoit Legat is a wonderful course to take.
Wonderful. And your project topic, it seems quite relevant to what is happening in the world today. How did you come up with this topic? Did you work with your professor to come up with it? And yeah, could you just talk me through your process a little bit?
So at first, I wanted to do something in the field of renewable energy, and something in the field essentially of making the world more sustainable. So relating to the Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations. So I contacted my professor during the course and asked him about potential projects which could be taken place regarding renewable energy. And he sent me a couple of research papers regarding the optimization of wind energy and wind turbines. However, and wind turbine placement to optimize maximal energy production. However, given the data that was available on the internet, this was not that much a feasible project. So I tried to focus on another project which would suit the type of work which I could and the type of data which I could collect via different techniques. And essentially, I came across another problem when reading about certain techniques of optimization and certain problems in optimization on the internet, as well as through discussions with my with the Professor Legat. I stumbled upon this topic of oil and inefficiencies in oil transfers between two or more nations. And essentially, this seemed like a very interesting problem given its applicability and its real relevance to society due to the fact that nowadays we are trying to transition to a world where there's less carbon emissions and less pollution in the environment. So I discussed the framework which I could implement with my professor. I created a plan and eventually I came up with the data to support that plan. And that's how I came and started on this project with discussions in thorough discussions with my professor before selecting the research project. And then eventually during the project, there were multiple discussions throughout.
Very cool. It's really interesting to always hear about how students come to their research subjects and topics. And since completing your project, are you in the process of like publishing it anywhere? Because I feel like this type of work would be incredibly relevant, especially with like COP27 happening right now and things like that. So yeah, are you going to be publishing it anywhere?
Yeah, so I am currently in the publishing process. The paper is currently under review in one of the Elsevier journals, uh, Advances in Applied Energy, and uh, yeah, so I've currently gotten approval from three reviewers. They have agreed to review my paper after I had emailed them, and I've therefore submitted it for review, and it is currently under the purview of the journal. And hopefully, in the next few weeks, I can get a response regarding the outcome of this paper and whether I need to make any more edits.
That's very cool. And would you be able to tell me a bit about your general experience in the program? Did you just in terms of if you enjoyed it, and was the course like helpful for you in terms of determining what you wanted to do in the future, or just navigating your interests?
So before this course had already come with with a mindset of trying to do something to help the world, and especially in the field of sustainability, using my strength in mathematics. But this course just pushed me further along the process and expedited and essentially boosted my interest in this field as um, as I learned more and more about the different techniques which could be used in this process, and I truly fell in love with these different techniques, and therefore I truly enjoyed this course because uh, CCIR provided wonderful support, especially through the easy and efficient scheduling of office hours with my professors and frequent discussions throughout the entire process, as well as helpful resources which could be provided, which couldn't be which couldn't and I couldn't have done this without the help of these resources. So yeah, it was truly a great process.
That's wonderful to hear. And do you have any advice for students who might be looking to join a CCIR program?
Uh, the advice would be to keep working hard and keep working through your project, because uh, once you start working on your project and once you find your research area, it becomes so much more fun and becomes so much more interesting. The toughest part, I would say, is finding your research topic and finding essentially for the type of field which I chose was finding data regarding this project. But I guess for other projects, it would also be to pinpoint what exact area you want to do inside that topic, to essentially hone in on one subtopic and focus on that, and eventually you will find success and you will enjoy through your time through the course.
And would you say it was yeah, would you say your professor really helps you along with that? Because I know when I did research, that was also the hardest part, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by all the possibilities. Would you say your professor helped you a lot with that?
Yeah, my professor always kept reassuring me that we would definitely be able to find data, and that he provided me with many websites to help and suggest where to find data. And he also kept supporting me throughout the process and kept helping me refine certain processes within my research scope. So essentially, when I was focusing on a certain piece of data and I was fixating on smaller errors, he helped me to see the bigger picture, and he helped me to focus on a different part in which I could make more progress. And eventually, through his help in this project, I was able to achieve the outcome of writing a research paper in a topic which I enjoyed thoroughly.
Very cool. And do you have any other things you want to express about your experience, just to wrap up the call?
So to sum up my experience with CCIR, I have to say it has been truly wonderful. I've had I've grown as a person through the different experiences I've had, through the tough times of researching multiple hours on end and writing a paper for 3 to 4 days without much sleep in between. It was truly a great process, and one which is intensive, but with the appropriate with the appropriate amount of hard work and dedication. I believe this is a project which anyone can enjoy, and I recommend this to all who have a love for research and delving deeper into solving the world's problems.
That's great. That's so good to hear. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed meeting you and chatting to you. And yeah, we are very excited to distribute this onto our platforms so that everyone could hear about the work that you've accomplished. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Katie.